Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do Hosting 101 with Alice and with my special guest, Xian Lim. We're going to be talking about how we prepare for our hosting gigs. How did I start hosting? Well, as a teenager, Mother Lily gave me a Regal afternoon show to host with Chris Villanueva, Carmina Villarroel, Robert Ortega, Joey Marquez, and we did this afternoon gig every day. It was a Regal noontime show. Then later on, nung nauso na yung mga corporate events, I would start hosting yung mga corporate events, which up to now, I really love doing.
Ever since I started acting, I've been getting hosting jobs from time to time. So I started really small, parang mga spiel muna, parang couple of sentences lang, just to introduce like a certain song, parang ganon, a song or a show, parang ganon. So that's how it started, and as I remember, it was a disaster. Yung pinakauna kong time reading a teleprompter. Teleprompter is yung babasahin nyo in front of the camera, so there's like a mirror that's doing all the mechanics. So parang pwede kang nakatingin sa camera and at the same time may teleprompter. So yeah, I found it really hard to do that. And nag-uutal-utal ako. And even up to now, there are still times na parang wala ka lang sa tamang hulog and nabubulol ka or you're nervous or you're tense, etc., etc. Yeah.
So I'm going to be giving you, and Xian, of course, with me, our tips on how we prepare. Now, the first thing that we want to do is answer the 5 W's before we accept a gig. What are those 5 W's? They are who, what, where, when, and why. Who, what, where, when, and why. So, when we first get an inquiry, we ask who. Who are the producers? Who is it going to be with? And who is the audience? Then next is what. What is it? What kind of show is it? Well, we found out that it's going to be a Valentine's concert and fashion show. So that's the what. Where? Where is it going to be? Where is it going to take place? What's the venue? When is it going to be? It's going to be on February 14th on Valentine's mismo. So it's going to be a concert full of love. And then the why. Why is it is actually for the benefit of San Roque Church in Romblon. This is where our beloved producer Tita Daisy was born, and this is also her beneficiary. So now we have the 5 W's and we will know how to proceed. We answered earlier who, so that means who is our target audience. That is the most important as well, because who will also dictate how you will address your audience, how formal it's going to be, and how you can maybe have banter with your co-host. Now, if you're just hosting it alone, you have to think of all your funny spiels and all your funny remarks ahead of time. But if you have a co-host, you can discuss that before the actual event.
I think it's really just being comfortable with the crowd, kasi I think that's your job as the host, na parang you make everyone feel comfortable. First, you make yourself feel comfortable, kasi if you're tense, most of the time, yun nga, sakit namin. Ano na ako doon, guilty na ako doon. Sometimes I feel really nervous and I feel really tense. Na parang people can really see. You think you're hiding it, but you're not. You can't hide stress. You can't hide the tension you're feeling on stage. So I think it's yun nga, really just get comfortable with the audience. Know when it's the dull moments, na parang tahimik na. The floor director is either gonna say stretch naman eh. They're gonna say that. So parang once you know what you're talking about, you can go on and on and on naman, and you can talk about so many things as long as you're not going so far away. Yeah, I think yun yung mga basics na parang don't go personal. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you can go personal, sorry. You can go personal, pero don't do like inside jokes on stage kasi parang that's just horrible to watch. Parang if like both hosts are bantering tungkol sa isang nakakatawa na experience nila, parang we're like, as audience, we're like, huh? Yeah, but dull moments, just know what you're talking about, know what the audience, know what they want, and know when you want to hype the audience and stuff, yeah.
Tip number 2 is always ask for your script in advance. Why? Because sometimes your spiels can be very, very long, and you want to be able to know how you're going to deal with your ad-libs. Because, syempre, iba yung guide mo sa script, iba yung gusto mo din sabihin to your audience. Like, it's part of who you are or your personality or things that you want to share, whether funny or experiential, with your audience.
Usually kasi, the preparations that I do is just read the script over and over as many times as I can and highlight keywords that might help just in case maybe you get lost along the way while you're hosting on stage. So yeah, magkaiba siya on stage hosting and TV hosting. Preparations, usually just read the script over and over. Yeah, I would suggest know your script, pero kung may mga times na hindi kayo komportable, di ba? There are some things na parang, because it's gonna be really stiff if you go word per word, di ba? The writers are just making a sort of like a guide for you. So parang just know what it is you're talking about, kung ano yung intention nung binabasa mo. Just don't be afraid to show your personality there.
Tip number 3. Now, 3 is not really a tip, it's more of your preferential, style. Because it's mostly about, now that you know your who, what, where, when, and why, you'll know like what kind of outfit you want to wear. So for Valentine's, maybe I'd want to wear something like red, or I want to wear something basic na black or white. Simple lang because it's going to be evening. And when I talk about an evening event, I always like to be in a beautiful gown and with beautiful jewelry. So what I do is I first go to the designer or to my closet and check out what I have in my closet that would be appropriate for that night. Tip number 4 is simply I love to wear beautiful accessories. So I will go to my jeweler and I will ask them like what kind of jewelry pieces would fit the best for the dress that I have chosen. So sometimes I'll have 2 dresses. So we'll have also 2 sets of jewelry. So just in case hindi kami match ng aking host sa set 1, meron akong backup na set 2. So the next tip is for the day of. Now the day of, or actually the night before, you want to make sure that you've gotten enough rest so that the following day you're all prepared for your hosting gig. You want to arrive early enough so that you actually make it to the rehearsals. This is important to be there during the rehearsals because you can actually see whatever changes are going to be done. You can see the stage. You can see the people who are going on stage with you. You can meet your floor director, you can meet your director, and you can meet your choreographer or whoever else needs to be there for you to complete your performance. So because this is a fashion show, I decided to go at around 2 o'clock because that's when they told me the rehearsals would be. So even if the event is evening, 7 or 8 p.m., I got there 6 hours before just so I could watch the rehearsals. Next tip is once you've finished rehearsing, you want to go up and get your makeup done. And then, of course, makeup is an hour and a half. And then you want to be ready at least maybe an hour before the actual event. Why? Because the next step is to be able to rehearse with your co-host. So tonight I'm going to be hosting with Xian Lim, and it's important. It's actually our first time to host together. So it's kind of important that we have a really good rapport. So what we do is we actually talk first before the event. Now, I had a chance to talk to him over the telephone before we actually met in person to do rehearsal. So we kind of did our kamustahans over the phone. Now, when we were dressed and we went downstairs, we had already kind of had a little bit of bonding. But when we do sit down, we have to actually sit down and go over the script together. Bakit? Because kailangan din namin malaman what are our ad-libs together. Like, if he's gonna throw a joke, kailangan ko saluhin, and vice versa. Or else, mamaya, if it's a surprise, we won't know how to react. So we kind of give each other ideas like, oh, ito sasabihin ko, baka gusto mo mag-react. And then he will say, oh yeah, I can react this way. Para maganda yung banter namin with your co-host. Now, if you're doing it alone, again, you have to do all of your research about your audience beforehand.
Even for people that's been doing it for a pretty long time, kailangan meron kayong konting rapport, diba? Kailangan may konti kayong chemistry na habang nag-uusap, hindi naman pwedeng babasahin nyo lang to tapos, ganyan, that's so, diba? That's so boring. But yeah, if you're new to hosting, mangyayari yun. You just have to do it, tapos get through all of the awkwardness na parang ipagpag mo na lahat ng awkwardness, and the rest will follow. It's just practice. Yeah.
Now, for the actual event, Xian and I, we had to pretty much deal with some mistakes that we made. So, how do we recover after making a mistake? Especially since it's live and hindi mo naman mababawi what you said or what you did. So, Xian actually prematurely announced the first fashion show participant to come out. We were supposed to be on the podium, but he had announced it at center stage. So what I did was I nudged him to go to the podium, and we just redid it when we were actually there after the music started. So those are some of the things that kung meron kang alam at hindi alam ng co-host mo, then you need to parang cover for them para hindi mahalata. And then just smile. Like, syempre, every time there's always going to be a mistake here or there, but then it's how you recover from them that makes it a-okay. Then my major mistake, I don't know if people noticed it, but I did. I announced the wrong person to come out for their encore. Like, yung magbabaw yung model, I announced somebody ahead of another person. So by the time I read it, I realized, Xian said, that's the wrong person. And I said, oh my God. So, hindi ko na alam ang gagawin ko. Pero buti na lang, the floor director covered for me. How? They made sure that the person na tinawag ko, siya yung unang nag-curtain call bow. Then, hindi nahalata. So, when we announced the next person, which was actually the first person and vice versa, hindi na rin halata. So that's how you actually cover. Everybody works together as a team para mapaganda yung presentation or yung show. Thanks for being a part of the vlog with me.
Yeah, it's sobrang enjoy. I mean, it's my first time actually parang
for
sharing
us to be together also.
Yes.
First time for you to share?
Share the experience being a host. Nung nagsisimula ako, yun yung parang mga work na nakukuha ko starting out in the industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started talaga with hosting?
Yeah, like small hosting jobs na parang na sinabi ko nuwento ko rin kanina na parang I was really freaking out the first time I was in front of the camera and talking. Parang sabi ko, how am I gonna speak? Nabubulol ako.
Oo.
But
It always really helps then if you're kind of have that rapport with your co-host,
Yeah.
diba? Kasi this way it's easier, and then you kind of make salo each other, diba?
Yes,
It's
yes,
also
yes.
important that you establish a little bit of a friendship before you go out
Ang
on
hirap
stage,
kasi parang
diba?
pag doon na lang kayo nagkita, parang what's happening? All right, you can't wing it, diba?
Oo.
You can't just wing it. You have to kind of rehearse and.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it's been fun.
Happy
Thank
Valentine's.
you so much. Happy
Thank
Valentine's.
you. Till next one.
Till the next vlog.
Until my next duet with
Yes,
you.
let's do it.
Can't wait. Thanks a lot.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Thanks for watching my YouTube video. If you liked it, please subscribe or click the button below.